Even if you just want photo taking,
Yeah.
I would suggest this over Venice, at least as far as the squares and the buildings.
Yes.
Welcome to our channel. Today we are embarking on an exciting day trip from Venice to the charming city of Vicenza. Join us as we discover the iconic landmarks and rich history of Vicenza on a day trip. Vicenza is located east of Venice, and it is just a 30-minute train ride away from Maastricht, Venice. Trains run quite frequently between the two places. It costs €7 one way. Vicenza was inscribed as a UNESCO World Heritage thanks to Andrea Palladio, the most influential architect in Western architecture. Vicenza has a numerous architectural contributions made by Andrea Palladio, all of which are integrated into a historic context that not only gives the city its overall character, but a reference to a lot of world's architecture design. Our day trip started at the Vicenza train station. As budget travelers, we used the best transportation, which is on foot. We did an 8 km walk going around the city to catch the historic significant sights. Are you ready? Let's go! Our first stop in Vicenza is next to the train station and have to walk up the hills. It is Mountain Berico. The walk to the area is beautiful. Mount Berico has a terrace that you could look at the panoramic view of Vicenza. While enjoying the stunning city view, check out the markers on the top of the railings. There are markers that point out the well-known cities and panoramic views. If you line up your eyes with the markers, you will see exactly the view it is pointing at. It is pretty awesome to have some indications of what you are seeing. Just a few walks from the terrace, there is a church called Basilica of St. Mary of Mount Berico. It is a Roman Catholic church, stands at the top of a hill which overlooks the city. Unfortunately, it was a Sunday morning and the Mass service was in progress when we visited.
Just gone to church?
Yeah. And we are heading to our villa.
Yeah, there was a Mass, so we were able to step into the back of the church so we can listen to the Mass. Nice and quiet like.
Ceremony.
And we got to see the inside of the church as well at the top of the hill. But it was obviously a no picture situation. But now we're making our way to a villa.
Yeah,
so
it's called Villa Valmarana ai Nani.
Okay. Well, if any luck, we'll be able to find it.
Yeah.
So let's see what we can do.
Walking down the hill, we then found our way to the Valmarana villa to the Dwarf. The most interesting part was not visiting the inside of the villa. It was the outside of the villa which was decorated with the Dwarf structure and understanding the legend behind the Dwarf structure. It was a legend of a Dwarf small girl, Princess Diana, daughter of one of the noble owners of the villa. Her parents ordered that the young woman lived confined within the high walls of the mansion and to avoid hurting the girl's feelings. All the servants and custodians of the villa were chosen exclusively among the dwarfs. The myth of the princess never seen before and confined in the villa started to circulate among the folks of the village. Until one day, a prince decided to enter the complex and look for the girl. When he succeeded, upon seeing him, Diana became aware of her condition and fell into so much despair that she committed suicide by jumping off the tower. At that point, the faithful but desperate dwarf servants turned into stone. Today, the 17 dwarfs guard the eternal sleep of Diana, placed on the walls of the villa. And so, Villa Valmarana takes its name from them. After admiring the Dwarf structure on the wall, we made our way to Villa la Rotonda, a famous Palladio design which was said to have influenced the Portugal design of the White House. Even though we had no luck in getting to Villa la Rotonda, we did have a nice lunch at the nearby park and enjoy its view from afar.
You see this building in the background, so everyone can see that. That's one of the significant buildings we were hoping to see today. Unfortunately, I think we're a victim of our timing. We're here on a Sunday in the winter, so it looks like they got the grounds closed.
No, the opening time is very limited.
It's limited in general, but Sunday in the winter is even more limited. So we can see it here from the distance in the park, and we were able to see it from the front gate. So we'll share those photos. But this site's really interesting, and to be honest, reminds us of the World Heritage logo. So we thought maybe this was the inspiration for the UNESCO World Heritage logo. So so anyways, but we'll have a lunch now and then figure out what we're going to do next. Probably exploring the city center. City center is probably next, but right now we're enjoying the countryside. Very nice. And look, you can see the UNESCO site in the distance. Yeah. We've been inside a few of them though, so it's all good. What do you think, Carrie?
It's like so close and so far away.
It's so far away.
Almost there.
It's so beautiful to see from a distance. Next time.
Yeah, next time.
After the lunch, we made our way to the city center. Piazza de Signori is the main square of Vicenza, located in the historical center of the city. Originally a Roman forum and then a market. The square is best known today for the Basilica Palladiana. It is an iconic 16th century building designed by Andrea Palladio, mainly for housing cultural exhibitions nowadays.
So we finally made it to the core of the city.
Yes.
We were able to find the great volume of the historically significant sites here in the city are located kind of around the square, the center square, and throughout the streets really. Just kind of wander the streets, you'll basically bump into them randomly. There's so many significant buildings right here. So we were just taking a look at the various arches and especially some impressive brickwork in this area. What are your thoughts, Cammy?
I think it's a good place to walk around because they have a lot of UNESCO World Heritage sites and they have explanation as well. There is signage.
Yeah, interpretive signs are really nice, both in Italian and English. So that's really handy, whereas I found in Venice, you were basically just guessing at what a building was.
Yeah.
Because there's no signage. It's pretty good that way. And there's also a lot less folks.
Yes.
You know, one or two people ducking in and out of the background here, but really it's nothing compared to what you'd see in St. Marco's Square.
And this is the major plaza.
Yeah, it's the major plaza.
There is no construction work.
No.
Not many people here.
Even if you just want photo taking, I would suggest this over Venice, at least as far as the squares and the buildings.
Yes.
Venice always has the nice little bridges and such over the rivers, which are always nice. I didn't see too much along that line, although we did see some nice bridges here, nice walkways, and definitely a nice vista from up the top of the hill. So lots to see here. Highly recommend it, and a great place to come, even in the winter here. It's just
a day trip. It's good.
Yeah, it's a great day trip. Simple little train ride from Venice, so it's not far at all. Very easy to get to. Very civilized.
Ding.
Oh, that's the bell. It's time for us to go. All right, let's continue our exploring.
Just a short walk from the piazza, we entered to an area full of Andrea Palladio's work. You can enter some of them with a fee, but just walking there and checking out the outside architectural design is also quite sufficient.
We've wandered through 3/4 of the town and now found the info center. So we've pointed out that the info center is near the amphitheater so that you can get all kinds of information about the town and know your way around. Like Cammy, looking for new things to find. No need. Info center's right there behind her.
If you want a paper map.
If you want a paper map or take a picture of the paper map,
Yeah.
that you can carry with you.
The amphitheater, there is a UNESCO World Heritage plaque as well.
That's true, yeah. It notes
Yeah.
the area. There's some information to be had, of course.
So it explains why this area has been a
Yeah.
UNESCO World
The
Heritage.
significance of
Yeah.
all this architecture, all the work done here, and how that work will eventually be used throughout Europe and the world in spots to make very famous buildings that are based on the same architectural principles. You know, things like the White House. You know,
Yeah.
things that everyone knows, but maybe doesn't realize where the actual context of
Yeah.
that architectural history came from.
All the architecture is designed by a designer called Andrea Palladio.
Palladio, yes.
Yes.
And he designed these things, and then a lot of these construction sites, like buildings, were finished after his passing.
Yeah, so he just have the drawings.
So he spent probably a lifetime drawing
Yeah.
all these, but never actually got to see them. So it's great if you get a chance to come out and check it out. All right.
After hanging around the area full of Palladio's work, we made our final stop at the Selfie Garden Vicenza, where we could find a classic Palladian terrace.
We are wrapping up for today, I guess. We're making our way back to the train station. Overall, pretty good day. And
Yeah, nice to walk around.
nice to walk around. Pretty quiet town,
Yeah.
which is great. Sunday in the winter,
Yeah.
can't beat that. It's very quiet.
But
So-
a lot of the places, they need extra admission.
Yeah, that's true. So there's a $20 euro pass to get to 11 of the significant sites. There's about 23, I think, in town. So it gets you to half of the places, which is nice. There's a few others we went to. They wanted, I think, 10 euros to walk around the grounds at one, and 12 euros to go inside and see the architecture of the interior of another significant building. So there's a little bit of variety that way. If you wanted to go visit all the sites, it could become a little bit expensive. If you're selective in what you want to see, it's quite manageable. So, but for us, we were quite happy to explore. We were able to peek in a few buildings that didn't require admission, most of which were churches, but we didn't take any photos of the interior of those buildings. But as far as the exterior, you can walk around pretty much all the buildings. So really nice, really nice. So yeah, off we go to the station and back to our accommodations, a little bit closer to Venice. So go on, away we go.
We hope you enjoyed this little tour to Vicenza. If you would like to watch more of the video of this kind, please give us a thumb up and share with your friends. If you would like to follow our travel adventure from Toronto to Hong Kong overland, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Thank you for watching. Until next time, happy travels!